In a world filled with darkness, in a small town called Hawkins, five unlikely heroes rise. Not because they were destined, not because they were chosen, but because life pushed them to a point where they had only two options: fall apart or fight back. Today, we are diving into the world of Stranger Things, not as fans, but as learners, dreamers, fighters. People trying to understand how fictional characters can inspire real life courage. First character is Levin, the girl who turned pain into power. Imagine spending your childhood inside a laboratory. No parents, no love, no playground, only test, experiment, and fear. That was Levin's life. She didn't grow up with toys. She grew up with wires on her head and numbers on her wrist. But here is where her journey becomes powerful. She never allowed her trauma to define her future. When she escapes the lab and meets Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will, something unexpected happens. For the first time, she feels seen. For the first time, she feels human. Levin's battles are not only with monsters, they are with herself. She fights insecurity, she fights loneliness, she fights the fear that she is not enough without her powers. And yet, she stands up every single time. Levin teaches us, you may come from a place of darkness, you may have scars no one else can see, but your wounds can become your weapons. Your past is not a prison, it's a lesson. In life, your strength doesn't come from what was done to you. Your strength comes from what you chose to become. Let's move on to second character. It's Mike Wheeler, the faithful leader. Mike is not a superhero. He doesn't have powers. He doesn't have weapons. He doesn't even have a plan most of the time. But he was one thing: unshakable loyalty. When everyone doubted Levin, Mike believed. When everyone panicked, Mike stayed firm. When everyone split up, Mike held the group together. He is the kind leader who leads from the heart, not from the head. And the beauty of Mike's leadership is this: he doesn't lead because he's the strongest. He leads because he is the one who refuses to give up on the people he loves. Mike teaches us leadership is not about perfection. Leadership is about responsibility. It's about having the courage to stand by people when they need you the most. In your life, you don't have to be the loudest or the smartest to lead. You just have to be the one who believes consistently, stubbornly, and deeply. Sometimes faith in others becomes the greatest strength you can offer. Let's look at another character. It's Dustin Henderson, the heart and the brains. Dustin is a friend who walks into the dark room and switches on the light, even if the light is just a smile. He is smart, curious, funny, and endlessly optimistic. When others see danger, he sees a puzzle. When others panic, he looks for solutions. When others lose hope, he brings it back. Dustin has faced bullying, physical challenges, and moments where he felt left out. Yet, he never allowed bitterness to change him. Dustin's gift is simple. He sees possibilities where others see problems. He reminds us that intelligence is not about scoring 100 marks. It's about curiosity, creativity, and resilience. Dustin teaches us that you don't need to fit in to be valuable. Your uniqueness is your superpower. Your mind is your weapon. Use it boldly, proudly, and confidently. In a world full of fear, be the person who brings laughter. In a world full of chaos, be the person who thinks clearly. In a world full of negativity, be the one who stays hopeful. The fourth character is Will Byers, the quiet survivor. Will Byers is not the loudest character. He is not the strongest. He doesn't have powers, but he is a survivor. He survived the upside down. He survived possession. He survived fear that would break most adults. And through it all, he stayed gentle. That is Will's magic. He proves that strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is silent, sometimes it is soft, sometimes it is simply choosing to keep going. even when you feel like you are falling apart inside. Will feels deeply. He senses danger before others. He carries emotions like storms. And still he stands. Will teaches us that just because you are quiet doesn't mean you are weak. Just because you feel deeply doesn't mean you are fragile. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, it is a superpower. In a world that celebrates loudness, Will represents the quiet warriors, the one who survive silently, the one who fights battles nobody sees, the one whose strength is hidden but immense. Fifth character is Jim Hopper, the broken man who chose hope again. Hopper is rough, angry, and short-tempered when we meet him. But behind his tough exterior is a man who once loved deeply and lost deeply. The death of his daughter shattered him. He began living mechanically, eating, sleeping, working, and repeating. But when Hawkins fell into chaos and Levin entered his life, Hopper did something extraordinary. He allowed himself to feel again, to hope again, to protect again, and to love again. He became a father again, not by blood, but by choice. Hopper teaches us that healing is not dramatic. Healing is slow, tiring, and sometimes painful. But it is possible. You can break and still rebuild. You can lose and still grow. You can fall and still rise. Your scars don't make you weak, they make you real. Stranger Things is not just a story about monsters. It's a story about people. People who fall, people who fear, people who break, people who rise. And in each character, we find a piece of ourselves. Levin shows us strength, Mike shows us loyalty, Dustin shows us positivity, Will shows us resilience, Hopper shows us healing. 5 characters, 5 lessons, 1 message. Even in the darkest places, there is always a way to fight back. There is always a way to rise. There is always a way to become the hero of your own story. Thank you.